Okay, welcome to another episode of Fight the Burnout. Uh, Today, we are going to talk about purpose driven life. Now, when we really feel like we're getting burned out, most people that I talk to, and through my experience as well, is most people have lost their purpose, lost their why. Now, I talk about this a lot, but I was talking to somebody that just the other day, and my wife and I are looking at actually running a free seminar here soon in the next month or so to help people, especially in the travel industry, on finding, being resilient, being authentic, being real purpose driven, remembering that their purpose is not tied to what they do. Uh, and so many people forget this. I take, for example, myself right now. Things are slow with the world climate, still fighting, still pushing because of my purpose, because I want to help people not experience the pains that I did, or to break through the pains and the experience of burnout and depression, anxiety around work, anxiety around life, or anxiety around relationship, burnout around relationships, work, family, day-to-day life, which leads into that depression. Uh, and I was talking to her and I was talking to some other people about this, and everybody that I'm talking to that is in the travel and events industry right now, they're actually, I'm seeing a whole ton of burnout because yes, they might not be doing what they're doing normally, and they might not be as busy, but that doesn't mean that you're not getting burned out. Because right now they're fighting for what they have more than ever before, tying to this purpose, to this desire that they have to keep doing what they are because that's their only purpose. When your purpose really is not defined by what you do, it's defined by what you specifically do. It's defined by what you do in a general sense. So I take from myself for example, my police coaching business has taken a go slow because of circumstances. And in turn, it's shifting me, or as I'm calling it, not pivoting, I'm calling it rotating, because I'm completely changing things. But what it's also doing is it's also getting me to think outside the box and take up things that I wouldn't necessarily always do. But because I know my purpose and I know my why and I know my direction, it's not as big of a deal. And I'm not getting burned out as much. Actually, I'm feeling more fulfilled because I'm like, okay, cool. It's actually hitting more whys and more purposes. So, for example, I'm looking at going back and PTing at an F45 gym, which I've never done before. I've never even tried F45 until yesterday. I've done 2 sessions now of F45. I'm like, oh, this reminds me back when I was training for specialty squads, when I was really, really annihilating myself. And I didn't necessarily know my purpose. But now doing it, I'm like, oh, this lines up with my purpose as well. Helping people so that they don't feel the pains of burnout, depression, and anxiety. Fitness is a great avenue for that. Literally by what I do every single day. I sat and chatted with an old friend yesterday for an extra half hour, 45 minutes, because it aligns with my purpose. And when you constantly have this purpose and this why at the forefront of your head, and you're constantly recognizing the things that you're doing every single day that align with it, in turn, you'll find that every day is actually a good day. Even if your business is closing down, or, sorry, pardon me, got a cough there, or, you know, your relationship doesn't feel like it's going like it should be. Remind yourself of your purpose of that situation. If it's your relationship, what's your purpose for being in that relationship? Why are you in that relationship? Why'd you get into that relationship in the first place? If it's your business closing down, okay, cool. Well, what's your purpose? And maybe you need to realign, your purpose into something new. Because remember, the whole world happens for us, not to us. When we're aligned with our purpose, nothing, what we're actually doing day to day doesn't matter as much as long as it's going towards our purpose and our why. Now, you might have a why that is, I just want to make money. And currently, you're not making money. It's pretty surface purpose to start with. It'll be pretty straightforward and blunt. But if that's as deep as you've got, first off, I want to ask you, why is it important for you to make money? Because if your purpose is just to make money, okay, cool. Well, you can really easily meet that purpose. There's a million jobs out there. Go find one. Go pick up recycling and turn it into the recycling depot. You're going to make some money there. You're meeting your purpose. It's about how you focus on it, what you look at. Now, if you have a really deep one, like I know a friend of mine, she started a business. She loves what she does. And it's very, very slow because it's in that events world. You take my wife, for example, even. She's in that events world. She had the dream job that she'd always wanted, that she talked about 12 years ago when we first met. She wanted to travel and do overseas events and take people and bring joy to people's lives as she took them around the world. And it's literally what she did. She did it for 5 weeks. And yes, it's been hard for her. But she always focuses on her purpose as well. Her purpose is to bring joy to people, to constantly bring joy to people. And this event that we're putting together that's for free, that we're working to get sponsors for and get speakers to, that we obviously can't pay on that, doing it 100% free, is literally just to bring joy to people's lives. And as soon as she started doing it, I watched her light up like the bushfires in Australia. What do you think about if I go back to my policing career, why did I get up at 5 a.m. to get to work by 6 and be ecstatic about it? Why did I push so hard every single day to train extremely hard? So that I could make people's lives better when I interacted with them. And as soon as I lost and I stopped just focusing on this purpose and being purpose-driven life, is when I started to get burned out quite badly. And it was an instant, it was one job, and I know exactly the job it was. But it had also been leading up to that. And that job pushed it over the edge. Because I didn't stay focused on purpose-driven life. Now, your purpose can be to just bring joy, like my wife, just bring joy to your family, even. Or for me, not wanting anybody else to be burned out or get to those states of depression, not feel the pain that I've felt in the past by letting myself get too far. So literally, anytime you interact with me, I shit you not, I will be coming up with different ideas in my head. Whether I say them or not, I'll be coming up with different ideas that can make you a happier person, happier, more driven person. A lot of times you'll hear them because we are driven and pulled, not pushed, but pulled by our purpose. This is why the most successful people in the world are, they know their purpose. And they live by it every single day. They are pulled, not pushed. When you're pushed, you'll fight against it. When you're pulled, there is no resistance. So what is your purpose? Why are you doing what you do every single day? I'll walk you through a quick exercise real quick that literally can help anybody find at least a few levels deeper. It's literally just ask yourself why it's important. And then ask yourself whatever that answer is, why it's important. And it's constantly staying that at your forefront. But when you really dig into these layers that are very important to you, you start to realize the deeper you go, the more power it has and the more it'll drive you. This can be as small as into your fitness, as big as into your business. So use this, go through it. Then it's implementing it, locking it in, keeping it at the forefront of your brain constantly. Put it everywhere. Make it important to you. Make it a reason, make it a have to, not a I might do. Anyways, this is just a quick episode for you. Running from a purpose-driven life. Because when you run from a purpose-driven life, you're pulled through life, not pushed through it. And life becomes easier, more higher performance, better promotions, and a better life. Thank you very much. We'll talk again soon. Remember, we drop an episode weekly. And if you haven't liked, subscribed, or commented, let us know what you think. Let us know what you want us to talk about. If you have any questions, let us know. Till next time, love you. This is Fight the Burnout. Out till next week.